Have you ever met a a person, maybe an adult, that they would say that, well, I decided to go study a course because my little brother of say 7 years or 9 years told me to go study it. Let's say you're 19 years or 17 years, and then they ask you, why are you studying law? And you say that, well, my little brother at home of 7 years or 9 years told me to study it. Have you met anyone like that? No. But all of us decide to study the courses that we are studying now because our 7 year old or our 9 year old self agreed that that course was what we are going to study in life. It's the same thing you're doing. Now, if you decide that you want to take yours or you're studying a course just because you made up your mind when you were 7 or 9 to study that course, I think you should review it. Now, I'm not saying that is not, uh, it might not be the right one, but I'm saying when you made that decision, you were 7, you were 9. Think about the reasoning of a 9 year old. Think about the reasoning of a 9 year old, the reasoning of a 7 year old, of a 10 year old, compared to now that you know better. The world has changed, a lot of things has changed. There are several variables that might be negating the decision you made some 10 years ago. If you're sticking to what you're doing now just because of what you agreed to do 10 years ago, then you really need to realign your heart to wisdom, if you know what I mean by that. So I know that a lot of us are doing courses right now because we feel that they are the right ones. And we feel like that because we have decided that it's what we are going to study. I mean, it's all you have ever thought about all your life. And you've conditioned yourself to like that course just because you made up your mind to study it. Think again. Is it really the right thing? Am I doing it just because a 9 year old, even if it is you, agreed that it is what you are going to study? Take a lot of time to think so that you will not be in a circle of waste of time, in a circle of getting to now regret some of these things, because a lot of people are regretting the courses that they studied now, and they are wondering why. It's because you made a choice some years ago and you did not review it. Now, I'm not saying that your choice was wrong, but I'm saying that it was a child that made that choice. You are no longer a child. You have the right to review the courses and the decisions you made up your mind to do some 5, 10 years ago. I mean, if I made up my mind 10 years ago that I am going to go to, say, a place like North Korea, for example. Now, when I made that decision, I probably do not even know so much about North Korea, but now that I know so well, will I still decide to go just because a 9 year old naive child made that decision? Of course not. So why do you choose to make some decisions just because, well, some years ago you decided to do it? It's not wise. And things that are not wise are not supposed to be done. If you do them, you will pay for it because they have consequences. And life sometimes does not even give you a second chance. Think about it. If you decide to waste 4 years studying a course that a 9 year old picked for you, hope you know that that 4 years that you just wasted on a course, you would not get it back. There are some courses that are obsolete now. There are some courses that are out, that are extinct, that are out of date. There are some courses that are useless. And there are some courses that you will not be able to get any good job with those courses anymore. But it was what you have always loved to do. You love to do it because something whispered to your 9 year old child. I'm telling you now that whatever it is that I whispered to you some 9 years ago or 10 years ago, if those things were whispering to the 17, 19, 20 year old of now, I'm sure you would not even give it attention. So take out time. And hope you know that whatever it is that whispered to you that time, understood that it is when you're young that they can approach you with a lot of nonsense. Because if they approach you with a lot of good, a lot of those nonsense now, you won't listen. So they will come when you are young, when they know that they just need your young self to adopt it. And once your young self has adopted it, that's it. You will carry it as though it is your own decision, and you will take it along like that, and you make a lot of terrible mistakes in life with it just because you agreed to do it. And besides, I think by now you should know, now that you're grown, that the fact that your heart is telling you to do something does not mean it is the right thing to do. If your heart is telling you to shoot someone, oh, I tell you, your heart wants you to go to jail, and you will go to jail for it. If your heart is telling you to slap someone, there are consequences. You can be arrested for it. I mean, if your heart is telling you to insult someone, you can be insulting your lecturer, your HOD. You can be insulting the next person that is going to help you in life. I mean, come on. The fact that your heart decided that it is the course that you should study does not mean it is the right course. So all of those people that used to tell you follow your heart, oh, it's a lot of bullshit. Sorry, but yeah, think about it. Why would you say that my heart, I'm following my heart? You're following your heart. Your heart can be wrong, just like you. You can be wrong. Think about it.